Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are reviewing PayPal's third quarter earnings results for 2024.
We'll be looking at a few different sources.
Yeah, we've got the earnings call summary,
The investor relations
the
newsletter,
earnings presentation.
and of course the official press release.
It's like we've got an all-access pass, right?
Absolutely, a real backstage path.
To see how PayPal's really performing.
Right, beyond just the headlines.
Exactly. We're going to uncover the why behind the numbers and what it means for you.
There are a few things that really jumped out at me, like how PayPal is still performing really well financially.
Yeah, that's right. And they're adapting
Right,
in this crazy shifting world of digital payments.
exactly. It's fascinating to see.
So what were some things that stood out to you from these reports?
I think first, that strong financial performance.
Yeah, a 6% revenue increase.
Hitting $7.8 billion.
That's impressive. And the press release highlights that jump in their non-GAAP earnings per share.
Yeah, a full 22%.
22%.
That's,
Yeah, that's not chump change. And the total payment volume growth, too.
oh yeah, even more impressive there.
Yeah, up 9%.
To $423 billion.
Billion, that's right.
People are still using PayPal.
They certainly are. A lot.
But when we go a little deeper into these reports...
Yeah, I found some pretty interesting trends
Yeah?
that may hint at some challenges down the line.
Ooh, okay, now you've got me interested. What challenges are we talking about here?
So while their branded checkout service, you know, the one with the PayPal logo you see everywhere, that saw a really healthy 6% growth, there's been a bit of a slowdown in those unbranded transactions.
What are the unbranded transactions again?
Those are the ones processed kind of behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Now, this might be because of increased competition,
For sure.
or it could be their shift towards a more profitable pricing model,
Okay.
particularly with Braintree, which is their platform for larger merchants.
So are they trying to get as much profit as possible from each transaction,
It seems that way.
even if it means maybe
Yeah.
slower overall growth?
Exactly. Quality over quantity.
Right.
And it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Their transaction margin dollars.
Well, just how much profit they make per transaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Grew by 8%.
Healthy.
Yeah. But
There's always a but, isn't there?
there is a good chunk of that margin growth
Yeah.
came from interest income
Okay.
earned on customer balances.
Oh, I see.
And they've even said this revenue stream will likely decline in coming quarters.
With interest rates going up and down, right?
Exactly. Those fluctuations
Yeah.
make it harder to predict.
That makes a lot of sense. So how can they keep those margins high?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Where will that future growth come from?
Right. If that interest income is going to go down.
Yeah, well, it seems like they've got a two-pronged approach. One is developing new exciting products,
Oh, like what?
and the other is strategic partnerships.
Interesting. Now you're talking, I think I read about something called the Fast Lane Initiative.
Yeah, that was in the earnings call summary. What's that all about, and why should our listeners be paying attention?
It's about creating a smoother and faster online checkout experience,
I like the sound of that.
particularly for those who like to check out as guests.
Without making an account.
Exactly.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, and they're talking about some serious improvements in conversion rates.
Which means more people actually complete their purchases.
Yep. Huge win for online businesses.
I've definitely abandoned more than a few online shopping carts,
Oh, I think we all have.
because the checkout was just a pain.
Yeah, clunky, takes too long.
So a faster and easier checkout is good news for shoppers like me. Now, what about PayPal Everywhere?
Ah, yes.
Over 1 million new debit card users.
That's impressive. They're really pushing to expand beyond online payments.
Yeah, it seems like they want to be a part of your daily spending, right?
Exactly, both online and offline.
Okay, so we've got a company making money with cool new features, gaining traction with consumers.
Uh-huh.
But they're also facing those headwinds we talked about
Yeah,
and that margin pressure. So how do their partnerships fit into all of this?
that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay,
Because they're teaming up with some major players in the e-commerce world,
like who?
like Amazon, Shopify,
Wow.
and even Adyen.
And I even saw a hint about a special Amazon Prime perk coming next year.
That's right.
Okay, tell me more about this perk. What's the deal?
Well, starting next year, it looks like you'll be able to link your PayPal and Amazon Prime accounts.
Okay.
So you can automatically enjoy those Prime benefits when you use PayPal.
Like the free and fast shipping.
Exactly. When you use PayPal on any website that uses Buy with Prime,
Hold on. So if I'm shopping on, say, a small business's website and they offer Buy with Prime,
right?
and I use my linked PayPal account,
Yeah,
I can get free Prime shipping, even though I'm not on Amazon.
precisely.
That's wild.
It is pretty clever. It lets PayPal offer extra value to users, potentially drive more transactions through their platform.
And it expands the reach of Prime benefits, which could be a game changer, honestly.
Right. I mean, think about it.
This Amazon partnership,
Yeah,
it could have a huge impact both for PayPal and for consumers.
agreed. I'm really curious to see how it all plays out.
Me too. And this is just one partnership.
Right.
There's also Shopify,
Exactly.
giving merchants a more integrated way to offer PayPal's branded checkout.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're not just a payment button anymore.
Yep.
They're woven into the whole experience.
Right into the fabric of it.
Yeah, the whole online shopping experience.
And it's not just about processing the payment anymore.
It's about facilitating commerce, like in a much broader sense.
Exactly. That's a theme that really comes through in all of these reports. PayPal is evolving from a payments company
To a full-on,
to a much broader commerce platform.
okay, I'm really starting to get the bigger picture here.
Good.
They're aiming for a much bigger role in how we buy and sell things online.
Yeah.
But wait, what about Venmo?
Ah.
Where does that fit into this?
Venmo is another crucial piece of the puzzle. It started as a way to send money to friends.
Right, like splitting a bill or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But now PayPal is expanding what it can do,
Okay.
allowing for transactions between individuals and businesses.
Seamlessly.
Yeah, seamlessly.
And it seems like it's working.
It really does.
They're seeing a lot of growth in the Venmo debit card usage
huge growth. Yeah.
and a big increase in users who are adding funds from other sources,
Yeah.
not just from, sending money to their friends.
Yeah, like their bank accounts or whatever.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they're really transforming Venmo into a more everyday financial tool.
That's right. Not just something to use with your friends.
Yeah, not just a social payment app.
Uh-huh.
So it seems like PayPal is firing on all cylinders right now. Strong financials, these new products.
Innovative products.
Yeah, strategic partnerships, a vision for the future.
Absolutely.
But what does all of this mean for our listeners? How does it impact them directly?
That's a great question.
Yeah. And one that we are going to be exploring more in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, okay. Stay tuned then. But I think it's safe to say that what PayPal is doing is worth paying attention to, right?
Absolutely.
Whether you're a shopper, a business owner, or just curious about the future of money.
Right, because these changes are going to have a real impact on how we all interact with the digital economy.
That's right. We've covered a lot of ground already today, but there's still so much more to uncover. We'll be back soon to delve deeper into PayPal's strategic initiatives and really break down what they mean for all of us.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Okay, so we just finished talking about Venmo
We did.
and how they want to make it like an everyday financial tool, right?
Yeah, beyond just those peer-to-peer payments.
Right, exactly.
Before we move on, though,
Okay.
I want to touch on one more thing about PayPal's financial performance.
Okay.
Their investor relations newsletter
Okay.
actually provides some context that we didn't see in those other sources. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What did they highlight? Something we haven't talked about yet.
They talked about the growth of active accounts.
Okay.
They added a whopping 10 million
Wow.
net new active accounts in Q3,
Okay.
bringing the total to 500 million.
500 million.
That's a lot of users.
That's a huge user base.
It is.
I mean, it really shows that even with all this competition,
Yeah, all these new platforms popping up.
PayPal is still attracting new users.
It definitely reinforces that idea that they are a major force
Yeah,
in the world of digital payments.
for sure. And it just underscores
Right.
how powerful those strategic partnerships could be.
Imagine, right?
Yeah.
Combining those partnerships with a user base that massive.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about how PayPal is attracting these new users, performing well
Yeah.
financially. But we also know that they're facing some of these challenges, right?
Yeah, like that potential decline in interest income.
Right, exactly.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into their strategic initiatives, how they're tackling those challenges.
All right, sounds good.
You mentioned Fastlane earlier.
I did. I'm very interested to hear more about that.
Well, it's all about addressing a major pain point
Okay.
in online shopping: cart abandonment.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
That's right. The earnings call summary explained that a big percentage of online shoppers,
Yeah.
they just abandon their carts
Uh-huh.
because the checkout process is just a pain.
Yeah, way too cumbersome or time-consuming. I know I'm guilty of that.
Oh, we all are.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't have the patience
Right.
to make an account, fill out all those forms.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
So that's where Fastlane comes in.
Yeah.
It really streamlines the checkout experience
Oh.
for those guest users.
Right, who don't want to create an account.
Exactly.
That's it.
They redesign the mobile checkout interface
Okay.
to be more intuitive,
Oh.
fewer steps, less information required.
So it's all about making that buy now button as tempting as possible.
Exactly. And get this,
Okay.
to make sure that Fastlane reaches beyond
Okay.
PayPal's own platform,
Uh-huh.
they're partnering with major payment processors like Fiserv, Adyen, Global Payments.
Oh, wow. Okay, so even if a website isn't using PayPal directly,
Right.
Fastlane can still be working
Behind the scenes.
to make it a good checkout experience.
Exactly.
Wow, so it's like a universal Fastlane
Right.
for checkout.
Yeah.
It's a win for consumers, win for merchants, a win for PayPal.
Everybody wins.
Speaking of wins for consumers,
Oh, yeah.
let's go back to that Amazon Prime perk.
All right.
What's the big deal with this? Explain it to me again.
Well, as we discussed earlier, the ability to link your PayPal and Amazon Prime accounts
Right.
opens up a ton of possibilities.
Yeah.
It basically takes the convenience of Amazon Prime
Uh-huh.
and extends it to the rest of the internet.
So to be clear,
Yeah.
if I'm shopping
Uh-huh.
on a website
Yeah.
that offers buy with Prime,
Right.
and I have my PayPal and my Amazon accounts linked,
Yep.
I automatically get those Prime benefits, like free shipping, even though I'm not on Amazon.
That's right.
That's amazing.
It's like having a Prime membership that works everywhere.
Wow.
It could be a big draw for shoppers
Yeah, for sure.
and a huge advantage for those merchants that offer buy with Prime through PayPal.
I can definitely see why consumers would be excited about that.
Yeah.
And for merchants, it's another incentive to use PayPal.
Big time. And remember,
Yeah.
this partnership is just one piece of a larger puzzle.
Right.
They're also working with Shopify
Yeah.
to make it easier for merchants to offer PayPal's branded checkout
Right. Yeah.
within the Shopify ecosystem.
It seems like they're trying to build a whole network,
Yeah, an ecosystem.
where businesses and consumers can just connect really easily.
That's exactly it. It's about creating
Yeah.
a more integrated and interconnected commerce experience.
But it goes beyond just the online transactions, right?
That's right. They're not stopping there.
Okay, what about this PayPal Everywhere initiative? What are they thinking about the physical world?
It's about making PayPal a part of your everyday spending habits,
Okay.
online and offline.
Yeah.
And since launching that program in September,
Uh-huh.
they've attracted over 1 million new debit card users.
Wow. 1 million. Okay, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. It speaks volumes.
It really does. What makes that PayPal debit card so appealing?
Well, they're offering some really compelling perks
Okay.
that go beyond your traditional debit card.
Like what?
Think cashback rewards,
Ooh, I like that.
merchant offers, and they've completely redesigned the app.
Okay.
So it makes managing your finances a lot easier.
So it's more than just a way to pay. It's like
Yeah.
a way to save and earn.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
Yeah, especially as people are more conscious about their spending these days.
Right, exactly.
And, when they encourage users to link their bank accounts
Yeah.
and use the PayPal debit card
Mhm.
for everyday purchases,
Right.
they're collecting some really valuable data
Oh,
on how people are spending money.
yeah, about consumer spending habits.
Exactly. And then they can use that data
To do what?
to personalize offers,
Okay,
improve their risk management,
sure.
even guide their product development.
So it's like
Yeah.
a win-win.
It is.
The consumer gets the perks and the convenience,
Uh-huh.
and then PayPal gains these insights that can help them grow even more.
Exactly.
But we can't forget about Venmo.
Oh, no.
How does it fit into this whole PayPal Everywhere vision?
Venmo is crucial to their strategy of capturing a larger share of that everyday spending.
Okay.
It gained popularity initially as a way to split bills with
Yeah.
friends, but
Yeah.
now they are actively expanding what it can do
Yeah.
to include a whole wider range of financial transactions.
So they want Venmo to be your go-to.
Yeah.
Whether you're
It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Paying rent,
buying great,
sending money to family.
Right, okay.
Whatever it is.
your money, your Venmo.
Exactly.
And it seems like people are starting to use it that way.
It really does.
They're seeing that double-digit growth in users
Yeah,
activating the Venmo debit cards,
that's right.
adding funds from other sources.
Exactly. It's becoming a real alternative
Yeah.
to traditional banking.
It's not just a social payment app anymore.
Exactly. That's the shift PayPal wants to see.
Yeah.
they're offering the suite of financial tools integrated with our digital lives,
Right.
and hopefully they can capture a bigger slice of our financial activities.
It's a bold strategy,
It is.
but it seems like they have everything in place.
They do to make it work.
The technology, the brand recognition, the partnerships, the understanding of how people behave online.
It seems like they're really on top of things.
There they are.
So we've seen how PayPal's evolving from a payments company into this broader commerce platform, right? Streamlining that online checkout, leveraging those partnerships, expanding into the physical world.
They are really pushing the boundaries.
They are of what a financial technology company can be.
But this transformation doesn't come without risks and challenges, right?
You are absolutely right.
Okay.
While all of these moves are incredibly exciting,
Yeah.
they raise some questions about privacy, about competition, the potential downsides of this concentrated power
Right.
in the digital economy.
That's a great point.
And those are questions that we are going to explore more in the final part of our deep dive. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
We've spent the last 2 parts really digging into PayPal's third quarter earnings, new products, the partnerships. It's clear they've got some big plans.
They really do.
Really trying to go beyond just payments.
Beyond just that button, yeah.
Yeah, become like a much more essential part of commerce, both online and offline.
Right, weaved right into it.
Right.
Yeah.
But now comes the fun part, for me anyway. What does this all mean for our listeners?
Yes.
How will these changes impact them, whether they're shopping online
Right.
or running a small business
Right.
or just curious about the future of money in general? How will this impact our lives?
Well, what I think is really interesting here is how PayPal's evolution sort of lines up with some of the major trends that we're seeing in the world today. Like, for example, the convergence of online and offline commerce.
Oh, yeah.
This is happening everywhere now.
Everywhere. We order groceries on an app and pick them up curbside.
Right.
You know, we scan a QR code to pay at the farmer's market.
Yeah, exactly.
The lines are definitely getting blurred.
They really are. And PayPal is setting themselves up to be that bridge between the physical and digital worlds. It's like they want to be your go-to payment method, no matter where you are, your source for rewards.
Yeah.
Even your link to those perks, like those Amazon Prime shipping benefits we discussed.
Right. But that brings up an important question.
Okay.
Is this a good thing for consumers? Because, I mean, more convenience and rewards, it sounds great, sure, but do we really want just one company to have so much power over how we spend money?
That is the million-dollar question, and there is no easy answer. It really comes down to your perspective and what's important to you.
Right.
Some people might say that competition is always the best, that a single dominant player could stifle innovation, you know, maybe lead to higher fees.
Right, down the line.
Down the road.
Exactly. But on the other hand, some might say that having a trusted, integrated platform
like PayPal
would actually simplify things.
Yeah, make things easier.
Make that whole commerce experience smoother.
Especially for smaller businesses.
Right.
That might not have the resources to navigate all those complexities.
Of online selling. Right, yeah. And, of course, we can't forget the benefits for consumers.
Right, like those Amazon Prime shipping benefits that we talked about.
That's a tangible plus.
Yeah.
That could be really persuasive
for sure
for a lot of shoppers.
Yep.
So for consumers, it's kind of a wait-and-see situation. But what about businesses?
Yeah.
Do you think PayPal's becoming a must-have partner for anyone selling online?
I mean, it's definitely becoming more and more important.
Right.
Focus on optimizing the checkout,
Yeah.
like with that Fast Lane initiative.
Right.
It's a huge selling point. Conversion rates are everything, right?
Yeah, everything in e-commerce.
So anything that boosts those numbers is just pure gold.
Yeah, pure gold. And then they have the partnerships, especially with Shopify.
Exactly.
Which makes it even easier to use PayPal.
Yep.
And of course, don't forget about those Amazon Prime benefits.
Right. Huge competitive advantage for businesses using PayPal.
For sure. So it seems like businesses really need to consider PayPal as part of their overall strategy, you know?
Yeah. It's getting harder and harder to ignore them.
Yeah, their influence is just growing and growing.
Growing, exactly.
Okay, so we've covered the numbers, the trends, the potential impact. What about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
What are some of those long-term implications of PayPal's transformation?
Well, one crucial aspect that really stands out to me is data.
Okay.
As they become more involved in our commerce activities,
Right.
they're gathering an enormous amount of information about
Yeah.
how we spend money,
Right.
what we buy, what we value.
It's like they know everything, right?
Well,
What we're doing when we're doing it.
data is power, as they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how PayPal uses that data,
Yeah.
how they protect it,
Right. How transparent they are about their data practices.
that's all stuff that we really need to pay attention to.
We really do. It raises questions about privacy,
Sure.
potential biases in their systems,
Yeah.
the possibility of, them charging you different prices
Right. Yeah. Personalized pricing.
based on your spending habits.
That's a scary thought.
It is something to think about.
Right. Especially as we get more and more reliant
Right.
on platforms like PayPal.
Yeah.
So to wrap it all up,
Okay.
I think the key takeaway
Mm-hmm.
for our listeners today
Yeah,
is that PayPal's changing the game.
they are.
They're not just a payment button anymore. They're
No.
aiming to be
Right.
like the operating system for our financial life.
A connection point.
Yeah, the connection point to this network of commerce, of opportunities,
Mhm.
whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know.
Right.
It's up to each of us.
To decide.
Yeah, as individuals, but it's an important conversation
It is.
to have, and hopefully this deep dive
Yeah.
has given you all the info you need to participate in that.
To be part of the conversation.
Yeah, to make those informed choices about,
All right.
how you use these platforms
Right.
and how you protect your data.
In this crazy digital world.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Thanks for joining us today
Thank you.
on this deep dive into PayPal's Q3 earnings.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep asking those important questions.